Hi guys, this is Wizard1 on Red Flag Deals. It's been a while since I posted a video review. My car DVR crapped out over the Christmas time and I was looking for a replacement. I found this one, the Xiaomi Yi 1080p car DVR. It's currently being sold on GearBest for $79.99, also being sold on various other Chinese retailers for either around the same price or slightly more. So this was on sale for pre-sale, I believe close to the end of December. It was supposed to get released on the 20th of January. That got delayed until the 31st of January. I pre-ordered this back in around Christmas time. My order shipped, I believe, 2 days ago on February the 2nd, and I received it today, February the 4th, via DHL. So I'll quickly go over the specs first. This comes with a 2.7-inch widescreen display at a resolution of 426 by 240. It has a 165-degree wide-angle glass lens with a 1.8 aperture, which should allow it to get rather decent nighttime shots. The video camera itself supports 3 resolutions, so we have 1920 by 1080p at 30 frames per second. We have 1920 by 1080p at 60 frames per second, and we also have 2304 by 1296p at 30 frames per second. It supports a up to a 64 gigabyte trans flash card. It has built-in Wi-Fi, which will allow you to sync your videos, which I'll show you in a little bit, to your smartphone itself. It supports iOS and Android. It has a non-removable built-in 240 milliamp battery, which I don't really think you're going to be using that much, because most of the time if you're setting up in your car as a DVR, you're going to be having it plugged into a power supply anyways. Although there is settings in there that will let you set it so that you can automatically turn off after a certain amount of time. One special thing that this camera has that most other DVRs don't have for cars is something they call ADAS, which stands for Advanced Driver Assistance System, and it's made of 2 parts. First part is lane departure warning system. This basically means that it will detect or it will track and notice when you start drifting out of your lane that you're driving in, and it'll give you an audio warning to let you know that you're drifting out of your lane. The second one is the forward sensing system. What this is supposed to do is basically detect if you're getting too close to the car in front of you and give you another audio warning just to let you know you're coming up too close to the car in front of you. Just a quick look at this device here. You'll see that they actually built in vents here. I guess they say they're cooling vents to help it not overheat as much. I think that's basically, it's rather small. It fits in the palm of your hand. It's basically the equivalent of like a GoPro. I haven't used this yet, but I'll definitely do a video review of my and how it works out in real life. Okay, so let's quickly just open the box here. So obviously I've already taken out the camera here, so it's empty here. Let's put this up here. Okay, so we have the manual, which comes all in Chinese. I didn't notice this until I actually start playing around with it today, and I'm sure a lot of other people might not have noticed it either. But in the descriptions on the very different websites that are selling this, it does state that this comes in support with Chinese only, so the menu and everything is in Chinese only. However, I did manage to get screenshots of translations of the app, so that you'll know what's going on, as well as what's going on the actual unit itself. So I'll go into that a little bit later. So here we have the rather long right-angled micro USB cable, which is going to be used to power this. For me, I bought two. I'm planning to probably use one in the front and one in the rear, and this cable here is more than long enough. I'm pretty sure it's more than long enough to reach from my my cigarette adapter all the way back to the rear of my car. Okay. Oops. What we also have here is a cigarette adapter power supply. If you can see that it has two outputs. One is a 2.4 amp and one of them is a 1 amp. Next one here is just a standard suction cup mount. It basically would slide in right here, slide and clip in, and then you can just basically mount it however you like. Okay, so as I promised, that's basically the unboxing of the unit. For those of you who did buy this not knowing that it only supports Chinese right now, let me give you some translated screenshots that I found online. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so these are the multiple different screens you will see when you start loading up the device on your phone. So here you'll see it just basically is just telling you to scan the QR code from the found in the manual to download the app, so you don't have to go searching for it. When you first boot it up, it'll most likely, it did for me, tell you to download the update for the device. For this other page here, it basically just tells you when you click on it, it'll automatically connect to the Wi-Fi on your cell phone and on the actual unit, so that it'll actually give you a real-time video of what's happening from the view of your camera. Okay, so here, let me focus a bit. So here are the settings in the actual app. This looks exactly the same as the Android app I have. I don't know if it's going to look differently on the iOS versions, but you can see all the settings here. Basically, here is the DVR settings. There's an online forum, but I'm assuming that's going to be all in Chinese. Installation process, user guides, the about, and then we have different photo albums, the settings, and Yimal on here. This is the DVR setting page. So here you get the choice of image resolution, turning on and off the voice recording, the ADAS detection system, if you wanted to timestamp and waterprint their logo onto your video. Oh, my mistake. The collision detection is supposed to be basically telling you where the camera itself has a G sensor in it, so it can sort of detect if you get hit, and then I guess lock the video that you're recording at the time. This is to toggle the ADAS system. Here we have the furthermore settings. We have the Wi-Fi settings, lock screen settings, the model of this camera, the serial number, the firmware, format this SD card, and factory reset. Okay, so on the actual unit itself, hopefully you can see this. So you basically control using the bottom row. So you can see here left, right, check mark, and back. This one here, if you can see up here, it just basically is the video image resolution. You basically toggle with the check mark, and it lets you toggle between these multiple different resolutions. The middle one is for voice recording on and off. This is the collision detection system, which I mentioned before. High sensitive, middle sensitive, and low sensitivity. Down here is the toggle for the ADAS system. The middle one is to turn the Wi-Fi on and off, and the corner one here is the auto lock screen. You can choose between 1, 5, and 10 minutes, or you can choose to be always on. The last page we have here is the format the SD card, the factory reset, and the about the device. So just guys, let you guys know that when you first boot up this, it will update. So just so that you're not confused, when you go into the actual app, you will see basically, what is it? Where does it go? Sorry. You will see this screen here, and this basically tells you that you need to plug the power into the unit before you try to update the firmware. After that, you will see this screen, which is basically it downloading the firmware. Once it finishes downloading the firmware, it will actually upload the firmware to the unit via Wi-Fi. Make sure though that you must have a SD card in the unit before it lets you do the update for the firmware. If you do not put a micro SD into the camera, it will not let you update. Once you have that plugged in, you'll see this screen. This will basically just tell you that it will take about 3 to 5 minutes for the unit to update the firmware, and not to turn it off and just let it do its thing. Once the firmware is loaded onto the unit itself, when you turn it off and on, you'll come with this screen here. This will just basically say, do you want to update the firmware? You want to choose the left one. This is to confirm that you do want to upgrade the firmware. Once you choose that, you'll get this screen. This screen just basically tells you it's currently updating the firmware, and leave it for about 2 to 5 minutes to let it do its thing. So the last thing I'm going to show you regarding this is I don't think I'll be using it too much, because I find that once I activate the Wi-Fi and it's connected to the camera, it actually disables my my LTE data on my phone. So I probably won't be using this feature that much. I'll probably even turn the Wi-Fi off unless I really want to use it. So this is the app. If you click on this one, you'll see that it automatically tries to detect it. It doesn't actually do much to need to set it. When I first opened this camera and I just turned on the app, it basically detected the Wi-Fi through the camera right away, and it basically went and paired it right away. So if you can see here, it's in real time. So as I move this around, you will see that it actually follows, which is pretty cool. But again, I don't think I'll be using this feature too much. Okay, let me just stop that. So basically, that is my unboxing of the Xiaomi Yi 1080p card DVR, currently being sold on GearBest for $79.99. It's sold on various other Chinese websites. Be aware again that this one is in Chinese only. It does not have English. We don't know whether or not Xiaomi, which is the company that owns this, will release a English version, but hopefully the previous screenshots will give you help you to decide whether or not you want to forego other ones and just buy this one, because of it's relatively cheap compared to most of the other ones out there, and hopefully it does do a good job. I will post a full review of it and some video recordings that I do with it to let you see what the quality is like on it. For now, that's it for now. I do have other items that I need to post reviews for, that I'm going to be. I just have been really busy recently, but that's it for this one. This is Wizard 1 on Red Flag Deals. Have a great night.